Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. A quick video on career path analysis for senior QA professionals. So actually, a couple of people were asking whenever we go for RTP or any QA meetups online, whenever I come live also, this is a standard question that what is the next QA career path for the senior QA professional, especially after 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. What should I do after that? Right? So I prepared one document here. I'll share this document later of this video, and then I prepared around 4 to 5 different roles that you can pick in your career, and I'm sure that is definitely going to help you. This is completely my opinion. Maybe you may differ from my opinion. If you have a different QA path or role, then definitely you can just write in the comment section. But according to my experience, according to my knowledge, and whatever I see in the current market situation, then I think on the basis of that, I prepared this particular document. And for every role, I have prepared like what are the pros and cons. So on the basis of that, you can take a right decision accordingly. Maybe you are a technical guy, maybe you are a people management guy. So accordingly, you can take a decision here. So let's start with the QA manager role. The QA manager role is like what exactly they do, like especially with the manager kind of role where let's talk about the compensation. First of all, obviously the higher base salary, good bonuses, good stocks, RSUs, everything, good benefit packages, perks that you will be getting it here. But generally often tied to the team performance, and after a certain level, it will be the same thing that you have to do it in your company or in your team. So if your team is really going good, proper deliverables are happening, proper team performance is happening, then in that case you are getting good packages and good career growth also with respect to QA manager role. Maybe later on you can become senior QA manager role. Also you can pick after that. Skills required, not much technical guy, but leverage existing QA knowledge. You have to be really good in QA processes, QA knowledge, testing cycle and everything, and natural progression from the senior QA. This is like a standard one, like QA, senior QA, and then QA manager, and then senior QA manager or something like that. Requires new management skills. So if you think that, okay, I'm really good in people management, I can just quickly make sure that, okay, yeah, you can work with the team and then you can just deliver the task and then you can assign the task and then make the task completed from your team. If you have those skills to manage people, to manage different stakeholders, and definitely you can just go with this particular role. But you have to improve those management skills, and then you have to compromise with your technical work as well. So QA manager role, I think for those people who are having a less technical work, but they are really good in the people management, you are really good in you have to solve in conflict resolution skills also, you should have it. If you're poor in this thing, you are not able to manage 2 3 people at the same time, and you are not diplomatic, then in that case this is not the right fit for you. Let's talk about the work life balance. With respect to work life balance, what it is like, more predictable hours, usually no on call duties because it's your typical job, 9 to 6 job or 7 job that you're doing it. And then after that you maybe have a couple of calls, but after that I think it's less amount of work. So work life balance wise it's really good, but you will be having more meetings because you have to talk to the different stakeholders, different maybe senior management or clients, or maybe you have to travel also sometime. Higher stress during releases because it's totally your also responsibility to deliver the product, and may need to handle emergencies also. Let's see, maybe some production bugs, and then you have to take the responsibility, you have to take the accountability also, and then you have to make sure that the team is all time available and everything. So that is what work life balance it may hamper with the QA manager role. Career growth, like path to, as I told you, maybe senior QA manager or director of QA or QA head also, you can become that. Possible of like VP of engineering track also, you can go in that area as well. Limited lateral movement, but harder to switch back to the technical because now it's been around, let's see, 10 to 15 years or 5 6 7 years that you have already worked with the QA manager role, then it will be very difficult to come back to the technical role. You really want to become an architect or something, then you have lost the touch of automation and coding and other things, then in that case it will be difficult, right? So pick that particular role smartly. If you think that, okay, I'm not that great in technical, or I'm poor in coding or poor in technical analysis and everything, then in that case I think QA manager, and after that director of QA, typically especially in the service based company, we can see these kind of career path or QA manager role there. Daily work like strategy, planning, process improvement, team development, team management kind of activities that you have to do it. And then you have to be, heavily administrative work that you have to do. Lots of reporting also you have to produce, PPTs, reporting that for respect to the KPA of your, teams, and then their performance analysis of your team, and then budget allocation, resource allocation, everything that you have to do it here. Less technical involvement, obviously, that you are not much aware of the technical part, but you are really good in the QA process or reporting and all those things. So I think that in that case, it's a perfect role for you for the QA manager point of view. Now let's talk about the next role you can pick if you want after senior QA, product owner role also, the PO role, where the compensation is really good, competitive salary, product success bonuses also you will be getting it sometime, and the stock options are like all days available for the product owner role. And then a lot of good traveling and everything. You have to travel on site, and then if you're really fascinating of travel to different countries or to the stakeholders location or the client location, you can pick that particular role as well. What are the problems? Cons may start lower than the current QA salary. It is possible because it has been observed, and because you are just starting, and then you are very new in the PO role, then in that case you might get lower than the current QA salary and need to prove your product management skills or product skills. You have to prove that how exactly you understand the product, gather the requirement and everything. You have to prove it, but I don't think so it will be a difficult thing for the QA point of view, because QA guys are always throughout their career from last 7 8 years, for example, they were playing with the requirement, and they understand the requirement, they understand the user journey, they understand the application, that how exactly user is using the application. So I don't think so it will be a much problem, but you have to prove your product skills as well there. Skills required: QA background, health requirement, as I mentioned you earlier. Understanding of technical feasibility also, that is it really doable or not. On the basis of that, you will prepare your acceptance criteria and everything. Then you will promise to the client also, stakeholders also, that is it really doable or not, and how much time it will take. So proper planning management, you can easily do that. So understanding of the technical feasibility is there, no doubt. And then the new business skills needed: you have to be really good in the specific domain. For example, you're working with the let's say fintech companies, or maybe some healthcare domain, or mobility services, something like that. Then in that case, you have to be really good in that particular domain. So new business skills are really needed. Product management knowledge: how exactly product management work, and what is a cycle of the product management, what are the different skill set are required to become a product manager. So no doubt that you have to be really good in those management skills as well. And then the market analysis skills also, that you have to be really good, that how exactly my product is being launched, and then what is the market analysis with respect to the product, how many users are using, what exactly the current situation of my app and everything, how many, let's see, users on the Chrome browser, Firefox browser, on iOS and Android phones. On the basis of that, you have to produce some analytics, I mean some numbers, or analysis. Then on the basis of that, you can just present your ideas and everything. So if you are really good in that area, you can go with the product owner role as well. Let's talk about the quick work-life balance. So regular business hours, less technical emergencies, because you are not exactly responsible for that. For your engineering manager is responsible for that. But high stakeholders stress, because it's a pressure from the product launch, pressure of the product launch, and then market driven deadlines are there. You have already promised, now it's wholesale your responsibility, is your product. So make sure that okay, you have to have handle, and you have to handle that kind of stakeholder stress as well. So make sure that okay, if you are able to handle it, I think this is the right role for you. Career growth: if you see that product to path to product manager, like from the product owner to the product manager, senior product manager also, you can do that. And then possible CPO track, and then chief product owner also, you can become that. Broader business roles, if you are having it, then it's a really good career path. And then need to build a new network and the competitive advancement also. You have to keep knowing about the domain and everything, and then about your network, and then how exactly other people are working, or other product owners or product managers, they are working together to build the product, what are the new strategies and everything, and the processes that they are following to release and launch the product in the market. So that part, if you know, and you have to work on that area as well. Daily work activities like feature planning, stakeholders management, market research, that you have to do it. High meeting load, obviously it always be there in the con part. You're always busy with the meetings and then discussion, a lot of brainstorming that you have to do with the stakeholders. Is it really doable or not doable? Constant prioritization and heavy documentation that you have to do it. So if you are really poor in documentation and you don't like it to document the requirement and to document the processes and everything, MOM, you have to create that. You have to discuss with that. Multiple drafts you have to create before creating the final, requirement document and everything. So if you are poor in these things, then I think this is not the right role for you. Okay. And then let's talk about the next one is the QA architect role, where more technical kind of role. So you see that the compensation wise, high technical premium, no doubt about it. The QA architect role will always is a high profile or high would I would say like high compensation profile. Specialized skill bonus you will be getting it. Consulting opportunities also there. You can become a consultant for other companies or other consulting firms if you really want to, if they really want to hire you for a couple of hours or you really want to give a seminar or webinars, those opportunities also there with the QA architect role. Maybe lower than management could be possible, but again, few advancement jumps you will be getting it, because it's not like every year or every like 6 months or 1 year you are getting senior QA architect role. No, it's not like that, right? Because QA architect role is a specific profile. You are like become like more of a IC kind of role, individual contributor kind of role. You are not managing much team members, or only you are the only guy, okay, in your team as an architect. So obviously it does not make any sense that okay, every you are getting the jump with respect to the role and everything. So you, if you're happy with that QA architect role, I'm getting good work, good technical work, good compensation also, then it's perfectly fine for me. I'm not very much bothered about the next tagline or next role like senior QA architect role kind of thing in my company. If you're not bothered about it, I think it's a perfect role for you. Then let's talk about the skills required. Deep technical knowledge. Like, I'm not writing any tools name or something over here, but deep technical knowledge, you have to have it with respect to UI automation, API automation, or performance or security, and then different other types of DevOps activities. You have to perform that. System design expertise, you have to have it. We have to understand that how exactly my system is working, how exactly it is designed, so that you can check later on the performance and the tuning, and then the proper functional testing. You can perform that, how exactly your backend microservices, database, and everything they are designed. So you should have that interest plus expertise in that area as well. It's not about only one specific tool that you should know, but to become the architect role, you should be 360-degree. At least you should have some idea about how exactly new trends are there in the market. You have to have those knowledge about that. Current QA skills valuable, no doubt about it. Without QA, how can you become a QA architect? Constant technical learning, no doubt about it. It is my personal experience. I was a QA, I was like working as a QA architect role in my couple of previous companies. And technical constant learning, I mean, constant technical learning, you have to do it every day, every month, every year. There are new tools and technologies, libraries are there in the market. So you have to keep yourself up to date with the market. Advanced coding skills. If you are really poor in coding, then forget about this particular role, because every day you have to check the code, design the code, write the code, raise the PR, check the PRs. You have to make sure that okay, you're using good architecture design patterns. So you are using those design patterns. You are having the right understanding of how to use those design patterns for a specific use case. If you have that, then only you should pick that particular role. Otherwise, you should not. Work life balance, more flexible schedule, remote work common, that is possible because you are not like a typical functional testing guy. So you can work from the home also. And that is a pattern I have seen. More flexible schedule. You can come like anytime, and then you can work from home, and then flexible hours you can follow. And the complex problem solving, no doubt, you have to be really good in that. Okay, let's see some problem with the CI/CD, that some specific tool or the CI/CD pipeline is not working properly, or some specific test case I'm not able to automate. So you have to write the code for that. You have to solve that particular problem in such a way, or let's say you have to generate the test data properly in such a way. The technical data you have to generate with some formula for the performance testing point of view. So you have to be really good in those complex problem solving, and then good in algorithms and everything. If you are good in that, no doubt this is the right fit for you. Framework maintenance, technical depth stress, also you have to make sure that whatever the frameworks that we are developing, It has to be maintainable also, that after 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year also, that my framework should work properly. I can add also, I can update also, I can delete the test cases also, more libraries I can add it. It's like a more of a common automation framework kind of thing you can develop. And then it can be used by other automation engineers or other team members or other teams also within the organization. Career growth, let's talk about chief architect path. You can pick that. I have personally seen people, they become the chief architect path. After that, they become the CTO also from the QA architect role. Technical fellow track, the typical technical guy, that of the path that you have to follow. That consulting opportunities also no doubt are there. Some third party consulting also you can do that if it is allowed in your company, and then you can just advise whatever your technical skills, your design skills that you're having it, and you can consult other teams or other organizations also with this particular role. Narrower advancement path, after that you don't see much growth with respect to management and all those things. You need to stay technical all the time. Whatever the current technical things are there in the market, you have to stick with that particular pattern. Okay, so if you are a guy, okay, for next 25 years or 20 years or 15 years also, I'm not bothered about the role, I'm bothered about the technical role, then in that case you can definitely go with this particular role. Daily work, framework designing, technical mentoring, and strategy planning, maintenance and all those things that you have to see that. And then the every day you have to deal with the complex debugging. Maybe every day new issues are coming, your test cases are getting failed, some requirement got changed, or maybe product backend got changed, then you have to update your test cases accordingly. Some maybe API got changed, or some response are not coming properly, or integration is not happening properly, then you have to keep debugging your framework, your code, like that, so that you can just always up to date your framework or maintain your framework on a daily basis. Technical documentation, you have to be really good. The workflows, proper conference pages that you are maintaining it, because so that if any newcomer or any one wants to refer those documentation technically, how exactly that you are writing, if you are really good in that, then I think it's a perfect role for you. And the POC, the proof of concept, it's very, very important. Tomorrow there is a product, for example, or let's see one application that you have to automate that, and then you have to decide what is the right context, and then according to that context, what is the right automation tool that we have to pick. So the context driven POCs that you have to do it, and then you have to pick that, okay, yeah, this is the right and the best fit for my application for automation point of view. And then these are the POCs that we have done, and this is the right perfect tool for me. We will adopt that particular tool. So if you should have those skills in your portfolio, in your in your in your profile, then only you can go with the QA architect role here. Then the next one is the DevOps quality engineer role, which is a very, very popular these days. DevOps quality engineer role, let's see the compensation wise. High technical salary, no doubt. DevOps premium and on-call compensation also. Sometimes some companies, they give that. Maybe you're working on the weekend or extra hours or Saturday, Sunday on-call production support that you are giving it, then you might get extra compensation for that. And then the cons, like variables by company size and the need multiple certifications also. You have to do it. You have to be really good in DevOps plus certain cloud certifications also, that you have to do it, like AWS or Azure certification. You have to do that, and then it will be easy for you to get into that particular job, and I mean into that particular role, and survive in that particular role. Skills required, you have to be really good in CI/CD expertise, cloud platforms like Microsoft Azure, or and AWS and Google GCP and all those things. And then infrastructure as a code, as a service, infrastructure as automation, infrastructure as code automation, you have to be really good in that. And then the steep learning curve, no doubt, and the constant tool changes, because every day new tools are there in the market, new CI/CD tools which are there in the market, or DevOps cloud utilities or services which are there in the market. You have to be really good in those things, and the deep system knowledge about the system also, the back end, the front end, how exactly system is getting integrated with other third party component cloud services. You have to be really good in those things. If you feel that, okay, yes, I enjoy these kind of work, cloud and CI/CD infrastructure and everything, I think DevOps quality engineer role is a really perfect fit for you. Work-life balance, often remote friendly, yes, because you have the full access. You can connect through VPN, or you can just need to connect to the cloud, and then just make sure that your infrastructure is up and running. So yes, the work-life balance is good. Flexible hours, no doubt, but sometimes it can be on call also, As I told you, on-call rotation or basis, it will happen. On-call means the production support. So today, let's see, for next 10 days or next 1 week, Naveen is on call. Then anytime the production bug can come. So the call will be given to me, L1, L2, L3 support, like that. And then the help desk team, they will call me, and then I have to be ready with that. They can call me 2 o'clock in the night also. So I have to be ready for that. So for next 1 week, I'll be on call for the production support. Production issues, I have to take care of it. Maybe some environment issue, some quick configuration issue. So quick environment things that we have to fix it and restart the server and everything. That is what we have to do it. Release weekend work also. Sometimes we have to make sure that you are available on the weekend there. Career growth, DevOps, leadership, platform engineering, and SRE roles. These three things that you can do that definitely. These are very high payable jobs and very good career growth. In fact, in almost all the companies, you will see SRE roles and the DevOps activities, people are doing it because ultimately all the platform infrastructure that they are maintaining. So they really need the platform engineering or DevOps roles. So the career growth wise is really good here. You really need to have some cloud certifications and highly competitive field, because every day new tools are there in the market. A lot of people, they are learning new things, implementing new things. So you have to make sure that you are always up to date with the market. Daily work like pipeline automation, infrastructure setup, performance optimization, all those activities with respect to infrastructure, with respect to cloud, CI/CD pipeline, performance optimization of your infrastructure. Make sure that, okay, all these things are working fine or not. And then the cons like incident response, you have to be active all the time. Any kind of incident or any kind of panic is happening on the production, you have to respond immediately. Tool maintenance is the most important key here. Security compliance is also, you have to make sure that, okay, whatever the tools and that we are using it, and whatever the infrastructure that we are using it, all they are security compliance certified or not. So you have to make sure that part also. So that is the cons part, because if you are leaving this thing, if you're not good in these things, then this is not the right fit for you. Then next role that we are going to talk about, that is a test engineering role. That is the last one, where test engineering role means the engineering lead kind of role, you can say that, where the compensation, if you talk about senior technical salary, lead role premium, and the technical bonuses and all those things, you will be getting it. Less than management role, but more of a tech kind of role. Company size dependent, because it depends on the company size to size. Maybe you are a test engineering lead role or SDET manager kind of role that you are having it, and 4 or 5 team members, they are reporting to you directly, not 15, 20 or 30, just like a typical QA manager. Skills required, advanced automation, technical leadership, no doubt. So that role requires both technical plus automation and the technical plus management both. Current QA expertise also, whatever you're doing and whatever you have been doing from last 7, 8 years in the QA things and everything, you have to be really good in those things as well. You have to follow, make sure that, okay, the cons part is that coding best practices, if you're not aware of it, this is not the right fit for you. Architecture pattern, team guidance and everything, team mentoring, and then their learning and everything, you have to take care about that as well. If you talk about the work-life balance, more of a technical focus. So few meetings and management, because you are not a typical QA manager that I mentioned you in the first role. QA manager is always busy with the meetings and everything, but you are busy with the technical meetings, or maybe some design meetings that you are having it, some brainstorming sessions that you are having with your team. This is exactly I was doing in my previous company, like an SDET manager or a test engineering lead kind of role that I'm having it. And I was having in that company, and exactly same thing we were doing there. And the framework support, you're not writing exact code or all the test cases, but design point of view, if any kind of framework issues are there or new patterns that we have to add, we have to improve certain things, and definitely that is the part that you have to add it over there. So if you're not good in framework support or technical skills, that you don't have it with respect to designs, and then uh, with respect to, let's see, architecture design patterns and everything, then in that case it is not a right fit for you. Make sure that, okay, you have to take care about the sprint deadlines also here. I've just written some basic bullet points, I mean the important bullet points here, so that you will get an idea what is the right role for you. Okay. Career growth, again, QA architect path also you can pick it if you really want. You must have heard about in some companies, especially in the product based companies, you have a staff or principal engineer kind of role in automation. You can say that is also equivalent to test engineering lead role. After that, you really want to become, let's see, the QA architect or principal QA architect. That also you can become here. Engineering manager track and technical specialist also you can become that. You see that, okay, yeah, now let's target, let's pick the engineering manager where you are taking care about the QA and the dev team members also. And the specialize in a specific tool or a specific, let's see, technical specialist in testing and test automation also you can become that. Need to choose technical versus management, because this is the thing most of the people they get confused here in this particular role, that I'm a manager or a more of a technical guy. So you are a tech manager, you are not doing much people management thing. You're not taking care of the resources, their leaves, their KRAs, their goals. You're not taking care of those things. You're just focusing on their technical growth and your technical growth and implementing the right technical approaches and the frameworks in your organization for your current team or different teams, or maybe for the overall you are building some core automation framework for the entire organization. So regularly skills update are very much required, because you have to be relevant with the current market standard also there. Daily work, framework development. You are contributing for the framework development, the core utilities, libraries that you are creating it. Every day you are doing some code reviews and the technical planning also, these things also that you are doing it. And then hands-on coding. It's not like that, okay, I'm not that good in coding, but I'm really good in the designing the things. That is not the right fit, because you have to, sometimes you have to write the code, the right standard optimized code that you have to write it. Tech debt management also, whatever tech debt point of view, whatever is pending that we could not handle it from last 6 months or 1 year, let's pick a sprint by sprint. So tech debt management also you have to be really good in that. And the team guidance with respect to the technical skills, you have to advise them. If you are not aware of those things, you are not feel that, if you don't feel that, okay, no, this is not my cup of tea, then in that case, this is not the right role for you, right? So these are the 4 or 5 roles, as I mentioned. You pick what exactly the perfect fit for you. I can tell you n number of other roles also, but these are the 5 roles. This is role number 1. If you see product owner role number 2, and then the QA architect role, and then after that we have the DevOps engineering QA role, and then after that we have this one, the test engineering lead role, as like a tech manager or SDET manager kind of role. So you pick that, okay, what is the best fit for you. After 8 years or 10 years, you decide that, okay, yeah, from last 8 years, 10 years, I have worked a lot of good things, QA, automation, technical, different tools, mobile automation, front end automation, different varieties of framework that I have developed. And then I've worked with some really good, smart people. Now it's time to pick a management kind of role or a tech kind of role. So I would advise you, for you, in that case, pick the tech role, maybe DevOps, if you are really interested. If you're really interested in the infrastructure, and if you're really interested in the DevOps activities, pick that particular role. You will grow a lot in your career. For next 10-15 years, you don't need to worry about much. In fact, for next 5-10 years, you don't need to worry about much, because this is like a really good thing, and a lot of scope, and a lot of companies, they are picking the DevOps quality engineer role these days. If you feel that, okay, no, let me spend a couple of years of time, let's say 2-3 years of time in the tech engineering kind of role, and after that I can pick the engineering manager or senior engineering manager, that career path also you can pick that. So this is also very, very interesting. This is exactly I was doing in my previous company, right? And the QA architect role also you can pick that, where the typical architect who is taking care of the different frameworks and designing, and then taking care of the tech dev activities about the overall framework designing and everything, along with the engineering lead who is having it. This is like a very of QA architect and the SDET manager kind of role. Both are like almost same, but in some company they pick no management. You have to do purely architect role, a purely IC role, where individual contributor that you are, as an individual contributor that you are working, and then you are no need to worry about the team. You have to wholesale take the responsibility of the all the automation and the framework and designs and everything. You have to take care of it, and this is a purely individual contributor kind of role. Then after that we discuss about the product owner role. This is also some people, they are really good in communication. They really know that how to talk to the client and the customer, how to get the requirement, and then how to convince them, and how to decide the a proper life cycle of the product, and how to release the product. If you believe that, okay, yes, I'm really good in these things, then I think this is the right fit for you. you feel that, okay, no, automation and the tech role is not my cup of tea. Maybe I'm not good in coding or not good in automation. Then in that case, you can pick that particular role also here. But you have to be really good in these things, and you have to make sure that, okay, these are the cons that you are improving it in your profile, especially with the the current market standard, current domain knowledge, specialized market knowledge about the specific domain. You have to be really good in those things as well. And then the first that I told you, the typical QA manager role, where you are not a much into, I mean, almost negligible into technical role, but more of a management kind of role, where you are just taking care about the different on-call duties, and then taking care of the process improvement, team development, all the typical QA management things that you are doing it, implementing the QA processes, people are writing the right test cases in a right way or not, the complete the bug life cycle, people are following it or not, a typical the CMI level 4 and 5 implementation, or the best practices we are following there or not, but not much into automation. So this is like a typical role in you will find in the service based companies, where we have a the step by step path at a specific certain level, that, okay, fine, then you are a QA engineer, senior QA engineer, then you have a QA lead, then QA manager kind of role that you are having, a senior QA manager. But after that, it will be difficult to find what is the next role for me. Maybe some companies, they can prefer you can become the QA director of the QA also. You can just pick that particular role also after that, but it depends company to company, budget and everything over there as well. So this is the thing. That's all from my side with respect to the career path analysis for the senior QA professionals. What do you think about what exactly you really want to pick your career? You can write in the comment section. If you have any other roles, which is that where exactly you're already working, and you think that, okay, no, this can be useful for other people also, you can write in the comment section. I'm definitely looking into it. Maybe I can prepare another video for other QA path also, for after 2 3 years, after 4 5 years, or after 20 years also, what exactly you really want to do in the QA.